They said it would take 9 months before Patrick Mahomes could even dream about throwing again. But 3 months after tearing his ACL, the Kansas City Chiefs superstar has already been spotted back on the field, dropping back and firing the football like nothing ever happened. This isn't just another rehab update. This might be one of the most remarkable recoveries the NFL has seen in recent years. So today, we're breaking down the real story behind Mahomes' rapid return. What it means for the Chiefs, the potential risks, and whether we're witnessing the beginning of another legendary comeback season. But before we jump in, if you love deep football analysis and real updates from around the NFL, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss the latest stories like this one. It all started on December 14, 2025, Week 15 of the NFL season, when the Kansas City Chiefs faced the Los Angeles Chargers. In the second half, Mahomes went down awkwardly after a tackle. Fans held their breath as the two-time MVP grabbed his knee, and in that moment, it felt like the Chiefs' season ended right there. Not long after, doctors confirmed the worst, a torn ACL, one of the most dreaded injuries for any athlete, especially a quarterback known for his mobility and improvisation. Medical experts will tell you, an ACL tear typically requires 9 months of rehab before full clearance. That timeline would have taken Mahomes right up to Week 1 of the 2026 season, if everything went perfectly. For most players, that means a long, grueling off-season spent mostly on crutches, then physical therapy, then limited drills, and only late in summer do they even start throwing again. But this is Patrick Mahomes. Fast forward just over 3 months later, late March 2026. A short 6-second video appears on social media, posted by the Kansas City Chiefs on X. It showed Mahomes in a training facility, wearing a black compression sleeve on his injured leg, dropping back and throwing a football. That's it. 6 seconds. But it instantly went viral. The captions simply read, "QB1 back in the lab." Those words were enough to explode across every NFL feed. Fans went insane. Analysts started speculating. Everyone wanted to know, how is Mahomes already throwing again? It's not normal recovery speed. This was freakish discipline, elite medical rehab, and maybe a bit of Mahomes' magic all rolled into one. In January, Mahomes himself gave an update that already sounded ahead of schedule. He told reporters that rehab was going great, and that he'd been working every day in Kansas City alongside assistant athletic trainer Julie Freimeyer, who's been with him through previous injuries. Mahomes said, "The doctor gives you goals to reach, and I just try to maximize those. They hold me back sometimes because I always want to go a little bit further." That line right there, "They hold me back because I always want to go a little bit further," defines Mahomes perfectly. He's not reckless, he's just wired differently. He competes even in recovery. And according to close sources in Kansas City, his work ethic and consistency have been off the charts. He's laser-focused on one goal: being ready for Week 1. The team's medical staff, meanwhile, is being cautious, but optimistic. The message they're giving publicly is measured. "We're thrilled with the progress, but we're still following the plan." Still, seeing Mahomes throw again just 3 months post-surgery, that tells you he's either genetically gifted, unbelievably disciplined, or both. To understand what makes this so crazy, let's get real for a second about ACL recovery timelines. Most athletes, even at the elite level, don't throw, sprint, or practice until 6 to 7 months post-injury. Rehabilitation goes through strict phases. First 4 weeks, focus on removing swelling and regaining range of motion. Weeks 4 to 12, rebuilding strength, slow movement, and partial loading. Month 4 onwards, gradual return to running, cutting, and sport-specific drills. Mahomes appears to have entered the third phase barely at the 3-month mark. That's rare, and potentially risky. Sports physicians caution that returning to explosive activity too early can increase re-injury risk by up to 20 to 25%. However, there's something else to consider. Football rehab technology has advanced massively in recent years, with AI-based movement scanning, neuromuscular feedback systems, and blood flow restriction training helping athletes ramp up faster, but safely. Mahomes, as the centerpiece of one of the NFL's top franchises, obviously has access to the best. And his camp insists he's not skipping steps, just hitting milestones earlier. While Mahomes' rehab updates have thrilled fans, the Chiefs also made headlines for a move that raised eyebrows: trading cornerback Trent McDuffie to the Los Angeles Rams. McDuffie wasn't just any player, he was one of the top defensive backs in the league. The Chiefs got the Rams' 29th overall pick in return. Instantly, NFL analysts started speculating. Was this trade part of salary cap maneuvering? Or was it about preparing for an uncertain start to 2026, in case Mahomes wasn't ready for Week 1? Now that Mahomes looks ahead of schedule, that trade becomes even more interesting. Did the Chiefs miscalculate? Or have they strategically set up for a stronger long-term roster around Mahomes' eventual full return? Now that Mahomes looks ahead of schedule, that trade becomes even more interesting. Did the Chiefs miscalculate? Or have they strategically set up for a stronger long-term roster around Mahomes' eventual full return? Coach Andy Reid and GM Brett Veach have a reputation for long-term thinking, and freeing cap space early in the offseason could allow them to strengthen their O-line or sign an experienced backup, just in case. For Chiefs fans, though, the sight of Mahomes slinging the football again has overshadowed any anxiety about roster moves. Let's talk social media for a second. Within hours of that 6-second video dropping, the hashtag Mahomes comeback started trending across X, Instagram, and even TikTok. Clips of fans reacting in disbelief filled timelines everywhere. He's not human. Bro tore his ACL in December and is already practicing. Comeback season loading. And that's exactly how it feels. Like the unofficial start of Mahomes' comeback season. This isn't the first time fans have witnessed Mahomes defy expectations. Remember the Super Bowl 58 postseason run, where he played through a severely sprained ankle? Fans still recall those moments when he fought through pain and found ways to lead drives that seemed impossible. So, when people saw him throwing again post-ACL tear, it wasn't disbelief, it was confirmation of the legend they've come to expect. The 2025 season ended abruptly for Kansas City, no playoffs, questions about the offensive line, and major roster reshuffling. Now, with Mahomes' early return looking possible, the narrative has flipped completely. Here's what's at stake. If Mahomes is healthy by training camp, Kansas City can enter the season fully prepared. If he's not, backup plans and pressure on the coaching staff will skyrocket. The Chiefs' opening game is set for Week 1 of the 2026 NFL season, and fans now believe their star quarterback might actually take that first snap. There's also symbolic importance. The NFL announced that the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks will open the season on Wednesday night. So if Mahomes and the Chiefs start that same weekend, the contrast between last year's champions and a recovering dynasty would be a major storyline. You can already imagine the headlines. Mahomes returns to reclaim the throne. Comeback of the year loading. Chiefs revenge season begins. What makes the Mahomes recovery story stand out isn't just his timeline, it's the attitude behind it. He's not hyping his recovery. He's quietly doing the work. He's not giving dramatic motivational speeches. He's just showing up, day after day, doing every drill, hitting every checkpoint. When Mahomes says, "I can't predict what'll happen, but my goal is to be ready for Week 1 and have no restrictions," you can tell this is a player driven not by headlines, but by legacy. NFL greats like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees have all come back from major setbacks, but Mahomes seems to carry his differently, with calm confidence, and no need for spectacle. And that's why this 6-second clip became such a big deal. It's not about hype, it's about hope. It gives every Chiefs fan a reason to believe that their dynasty isn't just alive, it's reloading. Now, it's important to stay balanced. Even though this recovery looks extraordinary, there are still real challenges ahead. Mahomes will need to rebuild strength and joint stability, especially for lateral movement. The psychological part of returning from an ACL tear, trusting that knee again in live play, is often as hard as the physical rehab. The Chiefs' medical team will likely limit his snaps early in OTAs and minicamp to avoid overloading. And of course, early return always carries a level of unknown risk. But based on Mahomes' consistent dedication and the Chiefs' careful approach, there's good reason to believe he'll handle this comeback smartly, not recklessly. This story isn't just about the Kansas City Chiefs. It's about how elite athletes redefine limits, not through shortcuts, but through method, mindset, and sheer work ethic. 3 months after one of the most devastating injuries in sports, Patrick Mahomes is walking, training, throwing, and inspiring millions. He's showing athletes everywhere, from high school to the pros, what focus and determination truly look like. And that, beyond the stats or headlines, is why Mahomes remains so special to watch. So, what do you think? Is this just the start of another Mahomes miracle season? Will he make it back by week 1? Or should the Chiefs slow him down to protect their star? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love reading your insights, and some of your best takes will be featured in the next video. And if you want more real football analysis, no gossip, no fluff, just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell.